Selling a business can cost as little as much as you want, really, because it depending on how much help you need to be able to sell the business. Most businesses that we talk to are not really ready to be sold. There's work that needs to be done to get the business ready to be sold. So depending on how much of that work is needed, depending on the cost that you're going to incur to do so, you don't have to do that. You can just go straight to market and go, well, this is my business. This is what it is. I want to sell it and so forth. But it's like anything. It's if you're able to get it ready, get it prepared for sale, then you tend to find a better valuation for it and you tend to find better buyers for it as well. So cost is also looked at from so if you were to spend some monies on it now, getting it ready for sale, you will get that back in return because you get a higher valuation for it and you'll actually get it sold as well, which is a big thing. People who buy businesses don't want to buy problems. They're not there to buy a problem. They're buying to buy something that they can do something with. Even if they've got a business themselves, the buyer, and wants to expand, one of the quickest way for a business to grow is to acquire another business. And yet again, they don't want to acquire a problem. They just want to acquire a business that can support the business they've currently got. And they can be quite picky because they want to make sure the people in that business can align with the other people because, that transition, that management between personnel can be quite a difficult area to navigate. And yet again, they'll have to then bring in somebody else in, the specialist, unless they've got them in-house, to be able to deal with that transition from one to another. And then you've got all the systems, the operations, the processes, everything else to sort of combined in. But from your selling perspective, you can spend time just trying to get the right people in to do the right things for you. It's like the financials. We tend to use independent financial direct IFDs, individual finance directors, because they're independent to the business. And the benefit of that is that it adds weight to the presentation of the financials when it comes to that point. And then also what it helps is, yes, you've spent some money at the front end getting your business ready to be sold, but then through that process of selling it, which can be 3 months, can be 4 months, 5 months, solicitors take quite some time to do what they do. Then there's backwards and forth. And if you've already got the sort of answers or can quickly get to those answers, then that speeds that process up and reduces the cost as well. So it helps with the sale because the buyer will then see that there's good due diligence on the financials. And if they're comfortable those figures are correct by you using an independent finance director to your business, then it helps with the sale process. And because it can fall out of bed, it can be that there's an agreement reached initially. So the heads of terms is reached at the early stage. So that's the pathway in which this deal is going to transact. But as that goes down that pathway, things can cause problems that information is not there or that agreement isn't what they say it to be. And all of a sudden then you think you've got a sale and you haven't got a sale, or the buyer's got a business to buy and they're not going to buy it because of the risk. So it's all about risk. And if you can mitigate that risk at the early stages by spending that time and money, just getting that business so it is ready for sale, you will get a better outcome.